Alright, many of you guys wanted to see the beast in action since I unlocked and upgraded my Devel 16 a few days back, so today I will show you a few of the races I have done with it, as usual reminding to you all that I'm not even close of being good in this game, and that I prefer to play casually just for the lows and that stuff. And I have decided to make this video because I had a concept about this car which completely changed after doing literally close to 100 races with it on the current Ghost multiplayer season. So with nothing else to add, let's get into it. Okay, so first of all, most of the things that you will use to drive a car like, for example, the Venom F5 are pretty much useless with the Devel, because floaty drifts are slower than if you drift normally, certain drift punches can make your car to randomly jump out of nowhere, and in order to get the best performance out of the Devel 16, you must use red nitro way more than any other kind of it, as I will explain later. Doing races with my set of skill wasn't enough, so of course I have checked several videos from other guys who either uploaded during the MP2 we got at the beginning of the update, which I barely had the chance to experience due to the Microsoft Store update delay, as well as some laps and multiplayer runs done by people who already unlocked the car like I did. From all of this research, I got two main conclusions, being the first one that I really need to find time to practice and improve my skills, because I have seen guys doing better times with 3-star Devels than me with a close to max one. The second one is that I must completely change the approach of how to drive the Devil, because it's a car whose power relies on its natural drift. Because floaties with the Devil are mostly inefficient, because that's not the best way to keep speed while drifting with this beast, and a normal drift will do it way better. Also, I could have made a video in Ghost Slipstream, for example, in order to maintain the top speed way easier with the Slipstream, but there is a month until the next Ghost Slipstream season, and I can tell you already that this car won't be as competitive in classic multiplayer, for example, as it could be in Ghost, so that's why Ghost is perfect to try without being slowed down. The Devil itself is a quite fun car to drive, mostly thanks to its crazy handling, which at the same time is the root of some of the weird physics that you will suffer while driving it. In part as well of the length of the car, which is a point to consider, but I sometimes forget about, since I was more used to drive the Venom F5, which is definitely way more stable, and I did really think a ton about the differences between the Venom F5 and the Devil while using the letter, which was something that eventually made me change my view about the Devil as a whole. As you could see on my previous videos, despite I wasn't skilled enough to develop the full potential of a golden Devel 16, I thought that it was an absolute king. But if I'm completely honest, I do still think it's a king, but not with a gap as big as I thought at a first moment. And this is mostly because if it's true that the Devil has some really nice things where it clearly outperforms the Venom F5, it does have some other things where it clearly underperforms while being compared to which used to be the best car of the entire game for the last 2 years. The first thing is reliability, because after doing a ton of races with the Devil, I can confidently say that it's not as reliable and stable as the Venom is. This car will bump out of nowhere, will get backed at some ramps, may even explode after landing, and that's something I have almost never suffered while driving the Venom F5. But even if we left the physics aside, we have the top speed and acceleration, because the Devil top speed is not meant to be maintained through the race, and most of the time you will find yourself driving in the range of the 400 to 500 kilometers per hour, which is okay, not bad. I mean, the F5 moves that range as well, and would be perfectly fine if it wasn't for the acceleration, because the Devil has a really good acceleration which allows you to reach 400 kilometers per hour with surprising ease, but has a counterpart, which is how long does it take to accelerate from 400 to the full top speed. And let me tell you in advance, it's an obvious difference most of the people can clearly spot, as the top speed suddenly slows down while increasing beyond the 400 mark. I don't know if that's related to the way the car was made, but it's something that shortens the gap between the F5 and the Devil as the best cars of the entire game, because the F5 offers you consistency and, let's say it, a better nitro efficiency, which always helps in my honest opinion, and Devil offers you incredible speed keeping capabilities while doing, normal drift, something that the F5 does, but not to the same extent as the Devel 16. As many players say, Devil is still the king in terms of overall performance, but is more complicated to use than the Venom F5, and these last characteristics which makes it more technical and thus harder to control in order to obtain the same results as the Hennessy Venom F5. I don't really think it's worth to note a few things I have learned from others as well as on my own while driving this car. Some ramps will slow you down, so sometimes will be better to just avoid them in order to keep an overall faster speed, and in order to avoid most of the bumps while drifting, you must use red nitro right before starting a drift, because at weird as it may sound, it was proven to be quite effective, at least on my case. But now it's your turn, guys. What do you think? Is the Hennessy Venom F5 still the king, or the Devel reigns? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button, and I will see you really soon as usual with much more Asphalt content. Goodbye, take care, and I will see you really soon.